If you're just joining us, this is Mission Control Houston in the Artemis Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. At a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 16 hours, 9 minutes, and counting, we are coming to you live with our 24/7 coverage of the Artemis II mission. The crew is currently in their sleep period, so they're taking some much-deserved rest after TLI or translunar injection burn yesterday. These views coming to you live from the Orion Integrity spacecraft are of the solar array wings aboard the spacecraft. We have been doing a surveying activity as the crew sleeps. This essentially means that we are twisting and maneuvering each of the solar array wings one by one across the vehicle. There are 4 solar array wings, and we are surveying the crew module and the service module of the spacecraft for any damage or any issues post-launch. As the ground control teams in Orbit 3 are completing and conducting this survey, we will do an additional survey once the vehicle has flown around the moon. We will continue to provide live updates here in Mission Control. Good morning from Mission Control Houston inside the Artemis Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center. We are at a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 16 hours, 28 minutes and counting of the Artemis II mission. The Orion spacecraft is currently 92,000 miles away from Earth and just over 166,000 miles away from the Moon. The Artemis II astronauts are currently asleep aboard the Orion spacecraft named Integrity. They began their sleep shift around a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 9 hours, and 30 minutes, and this will last through a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 18 hours. So while the crew wakes up in just a few short hours, we wanted to do a quick recap as to what took place yesterday. Here are your flight day highlights for flight day 2 of the mission.
And Integrity Houston, we do have you on video for the 4K encoder checkout.
That is great news. Stand by for audio checks with the wireless mic.
Copy.
6 hours and 10 minutes since liftoff.
Amy, I just did audio with the wireless mic. Did you copy?
You have good audio on. And we copy good audio on the handheld mic.
That is great news. We're ready to call 4K encoder checkout complete if you are.
We concur. 4K checkout complete, and whenever you're ready, I have some words about S-band string swap that we're interested in having you all perform. And it is great to see you all wave, 4 smiling voices, and we are really enjoying seeing you up there.
Not as much as we're enjoying being here.
That is true.
This view on your screen coming from Orion, looking back at all of us on Earth. This is coming from a camera mounted on one of the spacecraft's solar array wings. Just a little crescent Earth. Now 6 hours and 12 minutes since launch. The first flight of humans aboard Orion.
Houston, Integrity on 1 for fan speed / cabin temperature.
Houston's listening.
Amy, is it possible to lower the cabin fan speed a bit? There's a lot of airflow in here, and if that is not possible, can we increase the temperature?
Copy, Reed. We understand the request, and we are discussing how to implement. We'll follow up.
Yeah, sounds good. No urgency there, but just know that will be our desire down the road.
Copy.
Now that the crew is awake, they are going to step into a brief post-sleep period, and then they will begin preparing for the perigee raise burn, or PRB burn. That burn is scheduled to take place in just under an hour from now, about 59 minutes until that burn ignition start.
Houston, Integrity, good morning. We are with you for PRB ops.
And Integrity and Christina, good morning to y'all as well. Things are progressing well with PRB ops. We can do a quick tag up here shortly once we get our story ready.
And this is Mission Control Houston. You just heard a little bit of communication there on the Orion to Earth loop, and that is the voice link between the ground and the Orion spacecraft. So that was NASA astronaut Christina Cook, who is one of the mission specialists aboard the Orion spacecraft. Again, there are 4 crew members currently living and working on the Orion spacecraft as part of the Artemis II mission. So Christina was speaking directly with the team here in Mission Control Houston, specifically the CAPCOM or capsule communicator, and that flight control position serves as the direct voice link between the crew and the ground.
Houston integrity for cabin temps.
Hey, go ahead, Christina.
Yes, it is very cold in the cabin. Any chance you can make it warmer or reduce the cabin fan speed a bit more so the ventilation is not blowing as hard?
Yeah, Christina, understand. While y'all were asleep, we did turn one of our knobs that we have, and that was the rad loop set points, and we saw a very small increase in the temperature. And so we're going to take a look at some of these shell heaters, and we'll let you know when we start putting some of that in work, and we can see if that affects the temperature in a positive way.
Our next check with you is for your go, no-go confirmation.
And Christina, Houston is go for the burn.
Integrity copies.
Integrity Houston, the solar arrays are in position for the burn.
Integrity copies.
And this is Mission Control Houston. We are about 1 minute out from the perigee raise burn. That burn expected to last about a minute. The burn will adjust Orion's perigee, or the lowest point of its orbit, into the correct orbital geometry to set it up for its translator injection, or TLI burn. And that perigee raise burn is now underway. And there on your screen, you can see the 8 Pulsex engines on the Orion spacecraft. Now this is a visualization of the Orion spacecraft, as we don't currently have live views from the spacecraft itself, but this uses the data and telemetry from the spacecraft. Again, this perigee raise burn expected to last about a minute. Currently, everything is proceeding as planned. And we do have confirmation that that burn is complete. It was a good burn.
We're tracking a good burn.
And we see the same, and with a bonus trim burn.
And there on your screen, you are seeing a live view of the Orion spacecraft from one of its solar array wing cameras, and you can also see another one of the solar array wings on the bottom right hand of your screen from the Orion spacecraft. Again, this live view comes following that perigee raise burn.
Work there. We really appreciate it. It's been a good first. Well, it's been 2 orbits of Earth, I guess, and this one's just got a 38,000 mile apogee. We're going to pick up in 26-1-100 pre-sleep checklist, and then we're going to dim the cabin down and get some rest. Thanks for your support.
Yes, great PRB day. Excellent flight day 1, y'all. Get some good rest, and we'll be in touch in a couple hours.
You as well. Good night, Earth.
Good morning, Artemis II crew. While you're soaring beyond Earth, we're sending a little piece of home your way. Here are some messages from your NASA team to brighten your flight day.
From your friends in the R3 Flight Systems branch, we are go for exercise.
Godspeed, Artemis II. Let's go fly from the Orion Human Engineering Team.
Wishing you an excellent mission around the moon from the Huntsville Operations Support Center's Systems Engineering Team. Go Artemis!
From
from the Marshall Space Flight Center Earth Science Branch to the crew of Artemis II.
We wish you success. Bring back some perspective.
We just wanted to wish you a safe trip to the moon from your JSD SWAT team.
From the Wallops Island Radar 5 crew, go Artemis, Godspeed.
Good luck from your Orion mission planning team.
IMAP team wishes you a safe journey.
Go Artemis II!
From all of us at NASA's Launch Services Program,
We're so proud to support the journey to the moon.
Go Artemis!
Houston Integrity, we are ready to go, and that was awesome. Thank you for all of those messages.
you are very welcome.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Artemis Flight Control Room here at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. I'm NASA PAO Leah Cheshire Mustachio, your Orbit 1 commentator, ready to take you through a very busy day for the crew, namely with the translunar injection burn this afternoon. That is scheduled for 6:49 p.m. Central Time, expecting a 5-minute and 49-second burn on the OMS engine. On the left, the data visualization you're seeing is ARROW, the Artemis Real-Time Orbit website. If you look closely, you can see we are now under 10,000 miles away from Earth. That will continue to decrease until we get to 115 statute miles above our home planet. That'll be the closest the crew is to the planet until they return for their splashdown on flight day 10.
Integrity. Houston has completed the poll for TLI. When the engine ignites, you embark on humanity's lunar homecoming arc and set the course to return Integrity and her crew safely home. Houston is go for TLI.
Integrity copies, and your Integrity crew is go for TLI. With this burn to the moon, we do not leave Earth, we choose it.
Mission control is go. The crew is go. You're getting a live view from Orion now of Earth. Ten seconds until translunar injection burns start.
Integrity. Good engine, good control.
Show the same. Feels great up here.
At MET, mission elapsed time of 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes into the Artemis II mission. As Orion was flying 115 statute miles above Earth and 247,600 miles away from the moon, we have the start of the translunar injection burn that will send the crew around the moon, the first humans to do so in over 50 years. Velocity of the spacecraft ticking up, now over 23,900 miles per hour. 2 minutes into this 5-minute and 50 second burn. Continuing to get good calls here in Mission Control Houston from all flight controllers.
Integrity, we copy the enabled caution, no crew action.
Okay, Integrity copies.
Over 3 minutes now into the translunar injection burn. These live views coming from Orion as it looks back on Earth, leaving high Earth orbit and beginning its journey to the moon. We are now 230 miles above Earth, 246,500 miles away from the moon. We have 1 minute left in the translunar injection burn. Everything continuing to look good. We have less than 20 seconds left of this burn. This is the final major burn for the mission because this also serves as our deorbit burn.
Integrity looks like a good burn. We're confirming.
Integrity copies.
Confirmation from teams here on the ground to the Artemis II crew aboard Orion. We have translunar injection burn cutoff and early reports that it was a very good burn. Orion now 520 miles away from Earth. Just 5 minutes ago, we were only 115 miles above Earth's surface. That distance will continue to increase as we are now on a trajectory to fly around the moon for the first time in over 50 years. Live views from the Orion spacecraft as it looks back on Earth following completion of the translunar injection burn, the burn that commits us to flying around the moon. It also commits us to a return to our home planet on Flight Day 10 and a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. But for now, these views of Earth as Orion starts its journey.
Houston Integrity, we just wanted to share a little bit of the sentiment up here as we came around the planet, and we're zooming over just 100 nautical miles above it if you got a moment.
Please, Jeremy, we are all ears.
Well, with that successful TLI, the crew's feeling pretty good up here on our way to the moon, and we just wanted to communicate to everyone around the planet who's worked to make Artemis possible that we firmly felt the power of your perseverance during every second of that burn. Humanity has once again shown what we are capable of, and it's your hopes for the future that carry us now on this journey around the moon.
Hugs there at the Capcom console from NASA astronaut and Capcom, or capsule communicator, Chris Birch, with Artemis II backup and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jenny Gibbons. This is a live view from the Orion capsule looking back on Earth, our home planet. We are now 18,500 miles away from Earth. When we conducted that translunar injection burn coming up on about 2 hours ago, we were just 115 miles above our planet. Obviously, that has increased exponentially as we are now on the journey to the moon and back home. Currently, Orion is 223,000 miles away from the moon. This is Artemis Mission Control, now MET, or mission elapsed time, 1 day, 3 hours, and 10 minutes into the Artemis II mission, the first flight of humans around the moon in over 50 years. And we are going to the moon. After a successful translunar injection burn today, we are now over 19,500 miles away from Earth and growing closer to our lunar neighbor, now 222,000 miles away from the moon. The view on the left side of your screen is from Orion, a live view looking back at our home planet, that small dot. And down in the bottom right-hand screen, you can see Capcom Chris Birch wrapping up her Orbit 1 shift today, as well as Flight Director Jeff Radigan. They've been leading the teams throughout Orbit 1 and the translunar injection burn.
Integrity Houston, you ready for the event?
Houston Integrity, we are ready for the event.
ABC News, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Integrity for a voice check.
Integrity, this is Gio Benitez at ABC News. How do you hear me?
Outstanding. We have you loud and clear. How about us?
I hear you loud and clear, and I truly cannot believe it. You are quite literally on the way to the moon right now and still speaking with us. Tell me, how do you feel? What's going through your mind? I mean, this must be so incredible because have you allowed the weight of the moment to really fit in here? Have you allowed that to happen?
Well, first and foremost, we all wanted to give a shout out to our families first because we are pretty far from Earth and we have not gotten to say hi to them yet. But there was a moment about an hour ago where Mission Control Houston reoriented our spacecraft as the sun was setting behind the Earth. And I don't know what we all expected to see in that moment, but you could see the entire globe from pole to pole. You could see Africa, Europe, and if you looked really close, you could see the northern lights. It was the most spectacular moment, and it paused all four of us in our tracks.
Yeah, well, you are making history. Reed Weissman, Christina Koch, Jeremy Hansen, Victor Glover. Congratulations to all of you. America, the world is with you. We are watching every moment of this journey, and we will cheer you when you get back and along the way. Thank you for joining us. Best of luck to you, and safe travels.
Good morning from Mission Control Houston. Inside the Artemis Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center. We are at a mission elapsed time of 1 day and 17 hours of the Artemis II mission. The Orbit 3 team of flight controllers is currently on console as the crew has their last few hours of their sleep period. The Orion spacecraft is currently 94,000 miles and counting away from Earth and 165,000 miles away from the Moon. The Artemis II astronauts currently asleep aboard the Orion spacecraft named Integrity began their sleep shift at around a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 9 hours, and 30 minutes. Let's take a look back at what took place over the course of the last flight day. After their post-sleep period, during which they completed hygiene activities, standard cabin configurations, and ate breakfast, they had several conferences with the teams here in Mission Control to review their schedule for the day and the current vehicle status. The crew yesterday was focused on translunar injection, or the TLI burn. Christina was on tap to monitor that burn from inside the spacecraft, and the TLI burn was completed yesterday at 6:49 p.m. Central Time. The spacecraft ignited its main engine on the service module for 5 minutes and 49 seconds to get on a path to fly around the Moon and splash down off the Pacific. A fun fact, Orion's main engine provides up to 6,000 pounds of thrust, enough to accelerate a car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. Following the TLI burn, the crew had some lunch and got into their space adaptation activities. Now, these space adaptation activities protects against space adaptation syndrome, or space motion sickness. Approximately 70% of astronauts traveling into space experience some level of this syndrome and the symptoms, and it's believed to be caused by conflicting sensory inputs from the vestibular or inner ear system and the eyes. The crew also completed a public affairs event, some daily exercise, a window inspection, and a private medical conference before beginning their pre-sleep and sleep period. The views you see coming in right now are from the Integrity spacecraft from one of the solar array wings. Just earlier over the course of the sleep period, the teams on the ground conducted a surveying exercise, or what we call a monitoring exercise. Essentially what they did was they took the solar array wings of Orion one at a time and moved them to face the crew module and service module of the spacecraft to inspect the vehicle for any damage post-launch. Similarly, the crew will conduct a similar activity following lunar flyby. The crescent that you see on your screen right now is actually of Earth. The sun is shining on Earth, and that is why it looks very, very bright, and that is actually daytime on Earth. The shadow that's cast on the other part of the Earth is where the rest of the world is in nighttime. So for now, we'll continue to provide periodic updates as the crew will soon be waking up. But for now, this is Mission Control Houston. Hello again from Mission Control Houston. We are coming to you live from the Artemis Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center. We are currently at a mission elapsed time of 1 day, 17 hours, and 15 minutes. We are seeing some live views from Orion's Integrity spacecraft. These are live views from the solar array wings aboard the spacecraft, where we are seeing the sun cast its shadow on Orion, while in the distance we have Earth. There is the sun casting its light on Earth, where we see daytime, and where you see the darkness, that is where it is nighttime currently. Similar to the International Space Station, this kind of gives us a really great vantage point because the astronauts see 16 sunrises and sunsets every day, 250 miles above the Earth. The Integrity spacecraft is currently 95,000 miles and counting away from Earth and 100,000 miles away from the Moon. Coming to you live, this is Mission Control Houston.